I don't love social media, but I love what it does for my businesses.
He knew how to utilize his brand. Very, very smart man. Brand trumps everything.
But I talk about omnipresence. You've got to be everywhere all the time.
I'll tell you what I love about marketing. Once people see it work,
Yeah, they never go
they
back.
never go back.
Never. What's going on? Welcome back. $1 Million Days.
Episode number 3.
Number 3. Yeah, cool. Honestly, man, I wouldn't have thought we'd be here at number 3 2 months ago. So it's cool that we're actually here and pumping it out. So today's topic, one that's near and dear to your heart, branding and marketing in business. I think it's one of the most core and important elements to any business, no matter what industry you're in. And you happen to be an expert in it.
It is my, look, I think we both happen to, have some forte in it.
I've dabbled in it, not to the depths and levels that you have.
I think we play it differently. Like I think
100%.
you've been building a brand for longer than I have. I think I focus more on the advertising side and more than you do. Like what you do, all your advertising, and you have been building a brand for quite some time. Like you've been putting out content for 5 years?
6 years, something like that. But the thing is, I've never looked at the marketing side of stuff to the level that you have at all.
Yeah.
Even early days, I didn't market much. And then even when I did, I had to try a few shit organizations that wouldn't really tell me how it is. And honestly, man, it hasn't been until I've used your services and seen how it's done properly as opposed to
I think there is, unfortunately, a lot of cowboys.
because all you need to do is have a Facebook account, do it. You could probably watch YouTube.
Well, there's
no university.
They're not
degree.
teaching you this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, no one's teaching you this shit. You know what I mean?
you
And that's
are.
why
Marketing master.
exactly. And that's why everyone there was shaking my hand at the end. And they're like, "No one's teaching you shit.
Yeah.
Like the stuff you taught us we'd never seen it before, and that was like surface level,
Yeah, exactly.
right?" But the way I want to kick this off is the funniest thing about this, right? Is you and I both read the same book. And we didn't know each other.
How funny.
And we're both inspired by the same person, Gary V. Shout out Gary V. Episode
1,000.
1000.
Yeah, he's not going to fuck around and come on episode 4. But
Yeah.
GV, 1,000. He's going to be here.
GV episode 1000.
I'm going to send him a message.
Let's make that happen.
Absolutely. I'm going to send him a message on, you know what? I'm going to do it right fucking now.
You're going to give me a call?
100%.
Give me a call.
Hey.
Hey, Gary.
No, you keep talking. I'm going to send it to him on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll tell the story because a lot of people may not know this, but we actually both read, so both separate sides of the city.
Yep.
Did not know each other. He was a builder. I was a real estate agent, funnily enough. And we're both inspired by the same person, Gary V. And he was talking about personal brand. He was talking about underpriced attention. He was talking about Facebook ads. And I thought, shit, I got to do this. Because in real estate, personal brand's always been big in real estate. It's always been a big thing. They're not going to sign with the agent. They don't sign with the brand. They sign with you. You know what I mean? So it was always build your personal brand, build your personal brand, build your personal brand. And in 2015, 2016, I don't know if I've still got I'd love to find these videos, but there's videos of me at the end of a Saturday with a little tripod and my phone and a little microphone connected, and I'm talking to people about the auction results of the day. And I'm saying, today we had 4 auctions, 2 of them sold under the hammer, this one sold for this much, blah, blah, blah. And that was all inspired by Gary V because he was telling me to put out content. And I started doing ads and I started running ads and sending out reports. And I guess that was how I got into the whole marketing space. I got into it just from that. I started doing that. It worked. I started doing it for other people. It worked. I started to find other people who were doing it, who knew how to do different parts of it. Other people taught me different things like funnels. I had no idea what a funnel was. They showed me. I built my first landing page on MailChimp. Yeah. I'll never build a landing page on MailChimp now. But I built my first landing page there, and I had no idea about it. But they taught me, that was where I learned. And then other people taught me more and more and more and more. And the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know.
Yeah.
Right? The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. Just like the more money you make, the more you realize how much more money there is out there.
Yeah. 100%. You said that episode 1, I think you did.
Well, I say it every episode.
I think it's worth it, isn't it?
So it's a
Yeah, so it was funny. I read that book too, and at the time when I had read it, I was only literally scratching the surface of creating content for my business. Had recently started my company too, mind you, and I looked at. I've never been a huge user of social media. This is prior to the owning. A
Oh, so
business.
you weren't a fan of?
Never.
Oh,
No.
really?
Yeah, I was never the type of
wow,
guy
I
that
love
would
it.
post.
So
regularly.
when did you jump on, say, Facebook or Instagram?
Oh, look, I was on it, but I just didn't post. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I wouldn't
but
post regularly, and if I did,
okay, so you weren't a creator.
No,
you were
never.
a consumer.
not even.
Oh, you weren't even
No,
consumer.
like I would consume a little bit, but we're talking. I was around when Facebook was opened, like when it first started. You know what I mean? And
not-
I had some chick in
Dude,
Sydney create an
You want
account.
to feel old? Facebook's 19 years old.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Fuck. And like I was one of the guys that this chick goes, "Oh, jump on Facebook." I'm like, "No, what the
Let's
fuck's
play the games.
Facebook?"
Let's play Farmville.
Yeah, there you go. So she created a Facebook account for me. I said, "Here's my email." She did it everything. Some bird in Sydney.
What was the name?
I can't remember. Anyway.
Good.
Yeah, good answer. Good answer. And she created the account. I logged on. She gave me my details, and like we were all talking because we had some friends up in Sydney, and we were all talking and stuff like that. And then that's how I started using it. But even then, I hardly used it, and it really wasn't until I started my business that I started to take it seriously. But even then, my first year, I put up like 9 photos at the very most. The first
And you think you're doing a lot.
yeah, exactly right. I just wish I knew what I know now. Back then, you'd have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers.
Hindsight's a beautiful
Yeah,
thing, isn't
exactly right. So anyway, what happened was one of our projects got featured on a well-known website, and they posted it on their social media page, and we got a lot of traction to our own social media and also the website, and we got a few inquiries as a result of that, and that's when it clicked for me. And I started doing research, and that's actually where I found Gary Vaynerchuk. I didn't even know who he was before that. And I was just searching out a whole bunch of people. He came front of mind about branding, bought his book, read Crushing It. And the one part of the book that I loved, which was one of the chapters, is there's a YouTube channel at the moment. It's just a father and a son, and all they do is cut shit in half.
Yeah.
That's all they do. And the only reason he started that channel was to spend more time with his son. And as a result of that, his whole brand and everything he did exploded because people
They
love.
make millions.
Yeah, and I think one of his most viral video was them cutting a bowling ball in half because everyone wanted to see what a bowling ball looks like inside.
Not dumb.
Yeah, it's just, but it does. But people consume dumb shit all the time.
Oh, people, yeah, that's
You know
what
what I
Gary Vee says.
And
He
then
says
he's-
people watch the dumbest shit.
Yeah, and then it's like, then, I don't know if this happened, but say Nike would send them the latest Air Jordans. Yeah, cut this in half, we'll give you $50,000. Then you get Tesla. Here,
it
cut
does
our
though.
car,
That-
and we'll give you we'll give you a new Tesla if you cut our Tesla in half.
Dude,
Do you know what I mean?
that does happen.
I know. And that's where that sparked the idea with me, like, holy shit, I need to be putting out a lot more content. I started doing that. All right. And I went from 9 posts to, let's just say, 50 in a year. So again, it wasn't that much, but it was still enough. Put out those posts. During that period, I won a $3.5 million project from someone who came onto my social media, got in touch with me, I priced the project, I won it organically with $0 invested into marketing at the time. And I was like, holy shit. And I had under 2,000 followers on my business page. That's back then.
Yeah.
And that's when it really, the ignition was lit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is just next level shit. I doubled down. I invested from that project. I took $30,000 off my bottom line, and I said, I'm putting this all into branding, all into marketing. That's it. And I did. And then I grew the brand. We did episodes. I filmed the build from start to finish, and the traction we got was phenomenal. And that was really when I started doing it. And there's a saying that I love. I don't love social media, but I love what it does for my businesses.
Yeah, you
That's
said
what it
that.
comes
You said it every.
But it's
build
so
summit.
true.
It's true. It's
so true. People are
100%
like,
true.
oh, I don't want to do it. I can't be bothered. I can't. Well, cool. Don't do push-ups. Be fat. There's consequences.
100%.
Right? There is consequences to you not creating content in this day and age.
You have
and
to.
the consequence,
Marketing is a must.
It is. The consequence
matters.
is you will be. It does. You will be increasingly left behind to those who are. Simple as that. And then when the time comes for someone to select a builder, when they see you who haven't created any content, and they see me posting 50 times a week.
Yeah. Who seems more serious? Who's the more serious builder?
Exactly right.
Who's the better builder?
I don't even need to sell myself. The content sells itself
I
for me.
dude. I used your Pascon video at every builder summit. And
Yeah.
I say, how does that? Do they seem cheap?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Because brand
It's-
positioning.
Exactly. It establishes a level of positioning, but also it sets a price point too.
Brand trumps everything.
Mm.
Everything. Do you know the John Travolta story?
I know some of them, but
Do you
which
know
one are you talking about?
the plane one?
Oh, with Qantas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, but say
Okay.
it.
I don't know it word for word, but it's something along the lines of you got a free plane.
Yeah. So
Do you know what I mean?
from memory, how it happened, he contacted them to say, "Hey, I want to fly a plane or whatever."
He needed
and
his plane.
that's right. Oh, that's right. He
serviced
wanted
or
to
painted
no,
or
he-
something.
He wanted to paint the logo
Yeah,
on his
yeah.
plane, and then they came back. He's like, "Oh,
He said, "I will pay. I will
That's
pay
right.
you to paint your logo
right.
on my plane."
That's
and
right.
they said, "We'll give you a plane."
That's it. Best marketing thing they've ever
Yeah,
done."
and he's like, "I don't want a plane. Just paint my plane."
Yeah.
Or something like
No,
that.
I think he ended up
And
taking it, but he
service it.
became a brand ambassador.
Yeah,
for
brand
Qantas for the
ambassador,
longest time.
and he doesn't pay for his planes anymore.
That's it.
And I think he was spending $100 million a year or something like that. But it ended up being a win-win deal
Yeah.
because he was such a big brand at the time, and this was post 9/11,
Yeah.
so people were scared to fly.
Yeah.
And he started showing the world that you could fly again and it was
That's right.
safe, and then it ended up being a win-win deal. He got hundreds of $1 million in value.
Yeah.
They got hundreds of $1 million in value, all because he had a powerful brand. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Nothing else. If he didn't have the brand, that deal would not have worked. If people did not know who he was, I don't know what movie came out around that time. I don't like movies.
Oh, I can't remember.
But he obviously had been really, really popular at the time for people to think, if this guy's doing it, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? And that's just, he knew how to utilize his brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knew how to utilize his brand. Very, very smart man. Brand trumps everything, dude.
Yeah, it does,
You have-
absolutely.
You have a good brand, it pays for your life.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
And that's why so many influencers now that they out there, like people give them shit, all these influencers making money off posting on Instagram, posting food, posting selfies, all that sort of stuff. Like, mate, they're making a killing. It's not making a little bit of money. I have a mate who, we're going to get on this podcast actually, 100%. But I have a mate and a very good friend of mine. During COVID, they started a clothing brand, a clothing line, and it absolutely exploded. And he did that all through digital marketing, which he was doing, but also building brand. And it exploded, and he's gone from making X amount of dollars. I won't say anything, but he's making life-changing money now,
Yeah.
right? And living
ridiculous.
and living in one of the most expensive suburbs in Melbourne.
Dude, think about this. Okay? And I think I might have said it at Tendering Mastery.
Marketing Mastery.
Marketing Mastery.
It's your own fucking event, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
Doing too much. And I tell people, I say, go back 30 years or 50 years. And if I told you that I'll put you on our TV show in front of everyone, who would take it? And everyone puts their hands up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you've got that opportunity right now. You can literally grab your phone and go live.
Yeah.
Right now. Live. You can live stream what you do on a social media platform. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. You can go live. You can pay money to reach people you would never have otherwise reached for bugger all. You can get video views for like 3 cents. Wait, what time could you do that?
Yeah.
If you had to market, if it was to build a business in the 70s and market, what would you do? Go put it in a paper.
Yeah, newspaper,
put it in a
yellow
paper.
pages, TV, radio.
Yeah,
Not even
you
radio
You
back
couldn't
then.
You couldn't get on TV. It would
No
be way
chance.
too expensive
Absolutely.
in the 70s. They just released colour TV.
Yeah. But even now, it's still ridiculously expensive, and it would be the biggest waste of money. Like Gary Vaynerchuk says, the only good airtime at the moment is Super Bowl, and he goes, it's underpriced, and it's like $7 million to get on as an ad.
It's
on
still
there.
insane, yeah.
Yeah,
But you know what I love that he says as well? No one's picking up a magazine, seeing your ad and buying your shit.
100%.
No one.
100%. And people make the mistake as well, thinking, oh, I've posted 3 times this week, no one's bought my shit, this doesn't work. It's a long-term game. And this is something I tell to a lot of people who build brand, who come to me and say, oh, it's easy for you. I've got fuck all in the grand scheme of things. I've got like 15,000 people that are following me on my personal brand and then another 20 for Pascon. And it's been stagnant at that for a very long time, mind you. But regardless, people miss the fact that I've been creating the content for 5 whole years, 5 years, before I even asked for a single cent.
Yeah, effort
And when I say
compounds.
cent, I mean I never asked for anything from my audience. All I did was educate and sometimes entertain.
Yeah.
Predominantly educate.
You did the Gary V method. Jab, jab, jab,
that's
jab,
right.
jab, right hook.
That's right. And that's exactly, I did
right
get that
hook came
inspiration
5
from
years
there.
later.
That's it. And then 5 years later, we were doing live events. And I said, hey, come here, pay $50, pay $100, pay $200, come and see me at a live event.
I'll tell you what I love about marketing. Once people see it work,
Yeah, they never go
they
back.
never go back.
Never go back.
They never go
But
back.
I find it actually quite difficult for people to take the plunge. As in,
Oh,
if you're
it's a
selling,
fear,
and we've
yeah.
had this conversation, it's like the reason people hesitate so much on that front to go, here's 10 grand. It's like, what do I get when I give you $10,000? I want to put something in my pocket though.
The result is intangible.
I know, but exactly. And they need, but a lot of people need that transaction. They need to see, here's 10 grand. Cool. Give me a pen. Like fucking give me something so I can put it in my pocket. So I say, I've got it. I've got 10 grand worth. They can't see it.
Start giving out pens.
Could change your life.
Could change the game.
That's it.
Change the game.
So they don't get that, and they're like, "What did I just get for my 10 grand?" And as you said, you're going to be in the negatives before you're going to be in the positives.
That's
it's
how it
going
works.
to go down before it goes up.
It's
as
called
simple as
paid ads. It's
That's
not
right.
called receiving
receiving ads.
income ads.
That's it. Income ads.
It's called paid ads.
That's
you
right.
do have to pay.
And a lot of the brands that explode, and Gary says this too. Back when Google was 2 cents for a word.
A click, yeah, 2 cents, yeah.
That's how
People
Gary got massive.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he got huge.
You know who invested the most money in the late 90s in Google?
No.
Amazon.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Amazon bought everything.
That's it. So he's gone in, but even Gary now, he went in and bought through his wine company. His dad had the liquor business,
Yeah,
and he built that up into a multi-million-dollar business,
And
and then
also
left
email.
and did it himself.
Emails. He understood
That's right.
emails. People didn't understand
right.
emails.
That's right. But
Even
he's
now,
continued that throughout his whole career with building his brand. The whole time, he's always done it. He's always jumped on the platforms and built the brand out.
Even
every
now,
single time.
Dude, I got on a tangent here. Like, even now, CRMs.
Yeah.
People don't.
What's a CRM for those?
What's
that
a
don't know
CRM?
Because so many. I'm so surprised. I would have thought
you
everyone fucking knows what a CRM
There
is.
are so many different words for the acronym, but
Yeah.
the most basic one's like customer relation manager.
Yeah.
Or call it what you want.
Whatever.
But it manages your clients. And it's a software where you can manage your clients, and there's heaps of different ones, and they all do different shit. The point is, you need to have a CRM because tomorrow, Facebook closes down. Tomorrow, Instagram shuts down. Tomorrow, TikTok closes. Tomorrow, Twitter shuts down. If everything shuts down, or they decide to make it a paid platform. You know, now it's free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. And
Now it's
people are
free. You
bitching
can
and
post-
moaning that they're not getting the reach.
Now
You
it's
go, "Bro,
free.
it's free.
It's free. You're literally reaching people for free.
Yeah.
Imagine you want a Facebook account? Yeah, no, it's $25 a month.
That's it. Well, I'm doing that now, actually. I've got a paid account on Instagram. So I'm paying the $25 or whatever it is
For
a month.
the blue
Blue
tick.
tick. Yeah. And people, like I had my nephew giving me shit, 18-year-olds. Oh, that's so cringe. You're paying. I go, what the fuck do you know, first of all? You're 19 and you're not doing anything. Second of all, of course I'm going to pay for it. I'm in business. Even if it's not about the blue tick, they say, whether it works or not, it's another story. You get more reach, there's more benefits, there's more this, there's more that. I'm in business. If I get a 1%, if I get a 1% better reach than my competitor who doesn't have it, absolutely I'm going to do that. For $25, who gives a shit?
But that's what I'm saying. And people aren't doing this. Like
Yeah.
they're not taking it seriously enough.
Yeah.
But you need to build a list.
Yeah.
The people aren't building a list. They're not building a list of customers. Do you know what I mean? They're thinking that and like if you've got a following, that's great. That's a good start. But you need to build a list of customers because if all these people decide to close all their platforms, you need a way to reach your audience.
And we say that at our summits too.
Yeah, you
It's
need a way to reach your audience.
If Zuckerberg comes out, or if it comes out tomorrow that Zuckerberg's a pedophile, do you reckon Facebook and Instagram are still going to be around? How many people are going to jump off those platforms?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe the company may not survive something like that. That its founder is found to be the worst child trafficker on the planet. All right? A lot of people will probably jump off that. And then if you've invested all your time, effort, and resources in just building your brand on one platform,
Yeah, and
that's
it goes
a huge
like
mistake.
that. Yeah, and it's gone.
Yeah,
That's it.
and that's what I talk about omnipresence. You've got to be everywhere all the time. It's not just posting on Instagram. No, you've got to post on LinkedIn. You've got to do it on YouTube.
Yeah.
You've got to do this. I saw...
Dude, I 100% agree with you.
Is there a but? Sounds like a but.
No, do you know what the but is?
Yeah.
People can barely post on one.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you and I do shit. There's a fucking podcast happening right now. People don't do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's those that do shit.
There's those,
and
there's
the
those that don't.
Yeah. And if you go to someone and you say, hey, post on Instagram and Facebook and in LinkedIn and TikTok and Twitter, they don't do anything.
Yeah. If I say to you,
Yeah.
do that 3 times a day for the next year, and by the end of the year, you'll be a millionaire. Just by doing that. 90% of people will give up after a month.
100%, yeah. That's it. Yeah.
It's as simple as that. most
omnipresence
of
is
them,
real.
most of them won't even fucking leave the room doing it.
Yeah.
I had this one guy, and he actually came to Marketing Master, and I called him out. He left the Builders Summit He created his own personal brand and he started posting regularly, and I kept seeing him on my feed. And I called him out at your event.
I was going to call him out now.
Yeah, do it. What's his name? Henry. I don't remember saying that.
Henry.
I said, mate,
Henry Gold.
well done. I said, give him a round of applause. He fucking listened and took action and went out there and did something.
Yeah, good on him.
He bought none of our programs.
That's okay.
Absolutely fine. He walked out of there with just as much value, if not more, than if he bought into our programs.
Yeah.
And good on him for taking that action.
You
I
know what?
really applaud him for doing that.
I applaud him because even though he didn't buy into the programs, he took more action than people who bought into
He
shit.
bought into it.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? It's not about buying into the shit, dude. Do the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do the work. Most people don't do the work.
Yeah.
Do the work. It pays off.
100%.
But marketing pays off long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is there? What was I going to say? Oh, actually, I've lost my train of thought. What were you going to say?
If we're talking branding and marketing, and Henry Gore, and you called him out because he wasn't doing action.
No, he was doing action.
Oh, sorry, he was doing action.
He was doing the action.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's what's it called?
Your iPad started going off. and
Yeah,
then-
that's right. It's just got messages. Why? Which car? Where's your car?
Oh, no, that's not my car, dude.
The purple. What colour is it? Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We had a little bit of technical difficulties.
That's right. I'll just cut this part out.
That's it. No, that's all right. Leave it. Fuck it. Things happen in life. Yeah.
Yeah, things
So
happen,
this is something that a lot of people can't cope with, right? My missus calls me up on this all the time. Here's something about brand which is important, which I'm going to tell you about too. Stop giving a fuck what people think, because this is another thing that happens. People are going to be like, they're waiting for that perfect photo. Oh, the sun was glaring. Oh, my hair looked bad. Fuck, I had a pimple. Whatever it is.
You know what? You're
My
100%
shirt
right.
doesn't.
Yeah,
So it's like, you're making excuses. And one of our mentors goes, progress pauses in the pursuit of perfection. Like, why are you trying to get something that's absolutely perfect? Because it's all interpretation being perfect. What you think's perfect, what I think is perfect is two different things.
It's fake. It's not real.
But exactly. But also, people then get in their own way of creating that content.
Yeah, it's procrastination.
Do you know how many spelling mistakes I have on my fucking posts?
You know how much it bothers me?
The fucking time. I know how much it bothers you.
No.
I know
make
exactly
the same thing.
how much it bothers
People
you.
message me.
Yeah.
People message me my spelling
Yeah,
mistakes.
my missus literally sends me
their
messages.
I like their messages. I'm like,
My wife will send me a message. She goes, I'm embarrassed. You're so fucking dumb. Right? Like she says that. How, like, so many people see this. You're so dumb.
But
Right?
like
And I'm like, and I'm just looking at it. I go, people will engage more with that post because there's a mistake in it. Right? People will honestly, they will go out of their way and say, hey, did you mean to say this instead of that?
Or-
I'm like,
or-
maybe not.
or they'll message you and you'll be like, at least I know you're reading my shit.
That's it. That's
Do
it.
you know what I mean?
That's it.
At least I know that you're engaging with what I am putting out
100%.
there.
100%. And then you also get haters too.
That's
Right?
just
you
a part
get,
of it.
It is a part of it. You're
If
going to
you
get
know-
people
and
who
if you know-
don't like and who do not gel with the shit that you're saying. I get it all the time. Not all the time, actually. But
If you're not putting out enough.
that's it. That's it. You're going to get people that disagree with your point of view. And I've said that. Like, I did a video on an apprenticeship, on apprentices not long ago. And I pretty much said in the video, stop bitching and moaning about how much you're getting paid. Right? Harden the fuck up and do the work. You are getting paid to be educated. Yet you're looking at
Other people work for free.
when you go to uni, you have to pay.
Yeah. Perfect example. Yeah.
You have to
I didn't
pay
even
for
think
your
of that.
education. You walk out of uni with a $200,000 debt,
Yeah.
and you've got an apprentice,
And you don't have a
who's
job.
getting paid.
You're not even
and you don't
guaranteed
have
a job.
And when you get out, you're probably getting a $50,000, $60,000 job anyway,
Yeah.
right? Yet apprentices are getting paid to be educated at the same time, and then they're bitching, oh, do you know how much it costs to do this and to do that? Motherfucker, go move out with a friend. Live on your mate's couch. Or if you're fortunate enough, live with your parents.
Find a way
Don't
to-
spend
yeah.
money. Don't go out and spend $200 on a night out with the boys.
Find a way to make it happen.
That's it. Make it happen. It's all fucking full of excuses. Now, that was controversial to a degree. I don't think it was. I think it's just plain fucking not common sense. But a lot of people started bitching about, oh, what do you know? You're a pencil pusher, but must be nice sitting behind a desk.
Yeah.
All of them assuming I haven't done the hard yards.
I would have said, yeah, it's great. My aircon's sick.
That's it.
Yeah.
But they're also making assumptions about me and who I am as a builder, saying I've never made...
This is more about them, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
if
how
they've
much
got
time-
enough time to get online
and you're sitting there,
and
your
bag
keyboard
me,
warrior,
that's
yeah.
it. Your shit's broken. I should feel sorry for you.
You're a consumer.
That's right.
Keep watching my content.
That's right. And
I need you,
Tate says that,
fans.
and I love
Yeah.
it.
I need you, fans. I need you.
if you're watching my content
Yeah.
and you hate what I'm saying,
when you
then you're
comment,
still a
this
fucking
gets
fan.
further reach.
That's it.
When you comment, this gets further reach.
That's it.
You keep commenting. You need haters. You know, Grant Cardone says it. If you don't have haters, you're not putting enough out, man.
That's it.
And
And
you know
he
what I
also
mean?
said something else. He goes, one of his mates calls him up. He goes, "Man, you're just putting out too much. I just see your shit all the time."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Unfollow me.
No,
You don't fucking buy my shit anyway.
Yeah, he goes, you're not going to buy from me anyway.
You don't buy from me. Unfollow me."
You,
And he goes,
you
"Fuck, you're right."
unsubscribe? Good. Now I can email the people that are going to buy from me.
That's it.
He has the best mentality about it with marketing and sales. I think he's very, you called it the other day, eccentric. Like he's, a lot of people think he's a lot,
Yeah.
and he is a lot. He's not a normal,
He is.
not a normal dude. But I respect him, man. I think he's done some really, really amazing things.
100%.
I think he's not afraid to push the pendulum.
Yeah. A lot of
know what I
people hate him. A lot of people don't like him at
That's
all.
because but you know how much people love him?
Who?
I said, do you know how much people love him?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. You get the same. It's kind of
Yeah.
like Trump. Never in the history of America has there been a president that has been more hated than Trump.
Yeah, I also think
One
he's got.
second.
There you go.
Never in the history of America has there been a president who's been more loved.
So someone taught me that. They said when you're building your brand, and I talk about this somewhere.
Yep.
At one of the events. And I say stand for something. Personal brand. Stand for something.
Yeah,
Like don't just be a neutral person.
absolutely.
Stand for something. If you think that people shouldn't do this, if you think the kid shouldn't be taught this at school, stand for it. If you think this shouldn't be mentioned to this, stand for it. If you think these laws are shit, say something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have your opinion and stand by it.
It creates
Don't-
discussion too. As
Massive
soon as
discussion.
you start saying that one thing, it creates a huge discussion.
I said, George, what did I say on Friday night? I said, guys and girls can't be friends.
Oh yeah,
Created the biggest discussion in the world. Everyone,
Absolutely.
yeah, bunch of girls hated me at the end of it. That was fun.
that's totally fine. You're
That
not
was-
their
yeah.
friend, so it
Huh?
doesn't,
Oh,
you're not
well,
friends with them. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's so true.
It was.
I learned that. I learned that through experiences. Like when I was younger, I thought, yeah, absolutely, you can.
Yeah, you learn.
absolutely. I was young. I was single. I'm like, yeah, I can be friends with this person and not want to root them.
Mm.
But in all seriousness, it just physically cannot happen. And you know what? You can't be best friends at all. My best friend is my wife.
100.
And
Dude, 100. If I
you
had
will never. I promise you, you will never see me for the rest of my life go out for dinner or catch up with another woman outside of my wife.
dude, and
For as long as I live. And it's not because I don't want... What the fuck? Why would I want to hang out with you when I can hang out with my missus?
listen, if my future wife is watching this,
She will watch this. She'll watch every episode.
you best believe. I was going to say something really important just then. I forgot what it was.
shit.
What was I
My
going to say?
wife, if my wife...
Oh yeah, you best believe. I don't have any female friends. I just don't believe it. I don't believe. You best believe you're not going to have any male friends.
Ah, fucking oath.
That's what I
But
was
you're
gonna
so
say.
true.
Yeah.
But so true. If my wife was going out with another bloke just to have a coffee, like, no chance.
Yeah, but dude,
No
imagine, like,
You're
no,
telling me
seriously.
that bloke doesn't want to fucking root you?
Imagine I was
Absolutely.
like, yeah, I'm just going to catch up with Nicole for a coffee.
Yeah.
If you're like, what do you mean?
What for?
Yeah, I don't get it. What?
You doing a
What do
marketing?
you mean? Yeah.
You're doing a marketing?
Yeah,
Just stay at home
that's-
mum. What does she do? Like,
Something different. Makes no sense,
It doesn't.
dude.
It
Makes no
doesn't.
sense, yeah.
100%.
And it's a controversial statement. But when you
Is it?
stand for something,
But you know what?
it is a controversial statement.
I think it's controversial to those who don't have the right partner or the right intentions. Because that bloke going out with
Yeah.
a married woman,
So-
he's just waiting for the time that they're going to break up or plant the seed or whatever it might be. And then vice versa, if it's a man going out with a woman, it's the same thing. Like if you're in a committed, loving relationship, that again, and I know a lot of people break up for various reasons or whatever it might be, but if you're with someone that you genuinely love, adore, and if you're not marrying your best friend at the end of the day, then why the fuck are you with them? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
I'm
almost
100% agree
literally,
with you.
I would say I'd rather hang out with my missus than almost anyone else I know.
Yeah,
No, I would. I'd say that.
you'd
And
hope
don't
so.
get me wrong. There's times where we
hope
want to headbutt each other, like and she's a black belt in
but there's
karate, so
also-
she'll
I
get some good
also
shots in.
think,
You know what I mean? But I still would rather hang out with her than any of my mates.
Yeah. Also, I also think, and this works on both sides, like men and women. We're going completely off brand again.
Off brand, but we'll still go. We'll get back onto it. It's all right.
But I think men need some time with the boys as well, and women need some time with the girls.
Absolutely, 100%. Can I just say with that as well? Me and my wife, it was after COVID more so. We used to do everything together and not ever do our own thing. And really, it was post-COVID, during COVID too. We would still go out with our friends, but now we actually make it a bit more of a priority for us to go and have that time with our own friends, not just together all the time. And it's important because then it also creates other conversations, things that happened. Oh, I went out with the guys, this, and this. Oh, cool. And then you're just building on that relationship with your friends, but also it contributes to your relationship with your partner as well.
Yeah.
So absolutely agree with that too. But back on branding.
No, because that goes for standing for something, right? Like you're standing for something. You're standing
Well, there you
for
go.
the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's completely on topic,
And there's
isn't
other
it?
people, and other people disagree with you.
And that's totally fine.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can have that. And I've had these conversations with people. Sometimes I've convinced them, but I look at it from a logical standpoint as well, right? If you're saying your best friend, I've got a girl best friend. No, your partner should be your best friend. That's it. Otherwise, why'd you marry him? You should have married your best friend.
Yes, I 100% agree.
You've made a mistake.
Should be your best friend.
Break up, go over here. You've made a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what I mean?
You've done something wrong.
You've done something wrong. You just ordered, they're good on paper. You know what I mean? But you haven't married someone that you're going to enjoy the rest of your life with. It's till death do us part, not till situation do us part. You know what I mean? Anyway, what I was going to say with brand, something that Gary Vaynerchuk said, which I loved. Think about your great grandparents.
Ah, dude.
Do you know what I'm about to say?
This up
Good.
at the tendering
Marketing
mastery.
Cool.
I keep calling tendering mastery because last one happened.
Yeah, the last one.
And I was going to bring it up at marketing mastery because you mentioned something about it, and I was going to bring it up and relate back to you. And I completely forgot about it.
You fucked it.
Yeah, but I'll let you tell the story because I completely relate to this.
So good.
Yeah.
So your great grandfather. I've got Greek heritage for those of you that do or do not know that. I would love nothing more than to jump on fucking YouTube right now, okay, and watch a video of him standing there and saying, listen, this is how you cook a lamb on the spit. Don't fuck around. This is our recipe.
Have you made that
has
video?
been passed down to me? Not yet. I will. It has been passed down through the generations. He goes, my father taught me, and I'm teaching my sons, and his sons are my grandfather or my great-grandfather.
Yeah.
Right? And then he's going to teach his sons, and he's going to teach his sons. I could jump online and watch that video.
How cool is that?
How cool would that be?
Like it's on the internet.
It's there forever. Yeah. It's there forever. We die, it's still going to be there. The generational thing the connection that you can have with future generations is phenomenal. And we're not creating content in the right way, and we're also creating it like we're going to live forever. My kids will remember me for the rest of their lives. Their kids will be able to see me for the rest of their lives. Their kids' will be able to see me for the rest of their life. Because you know why? They can jump on this podcast right now, watch this episode number 3, and I can tell them how much I love them.
Yeah.
Right now. I can look at that camera and say, I fucking love you. And they can feel that.
What does Gary V call his grandson? Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, is it?
Yeah, Jeremiah. My
That's it.
grandson Jeremiah is going to watch this and he's going to be like,
George Jr.
Yeah.
Right? So I can do
cool,
that.
isn't that cool? Seriously, like it is the coolest thing.
The coolest thing.
Dude, have you
And
ever
I want to do it more so.
Have you ever sat down with I don't know what your relationships like with your grandparents, but like have you ever sat down with them and asked them about their life growing up?
Not to the degree. I've got one grandmother left, and I always had a close relationship with my mum's parents because my dad's parents were in Greece. That's all right. My dad's parents were in Greece.
Yep.
They both passed away, so I never had that relationship with them that I do my grandparents that lived in Australia. My grandfather passed away quite some time ago now. I think I was early 20s when he passed away. But my grandmother's still here. Greek is her first language, and I can speak Greek fluently, but we've never actually had that whole conversation about what that was like. It was more so I'd have those conversations with my parents who would tell me about, what they did, where they came from, all that sort of stuff. But amazing, yes.
Dude.
I'd love to almost have them, you'd have someone like that on a podcast, 100%,
dude,
where you can have those conversations.
It's one of, I did that recently, really recently.
With a grandparent?
Yeah, this year's been a massive year for me personally in a lot of stuff that I've done. Like I went to Europe, I went and seen the whole world, did this, did that, and I spent a lot of time. I value my time now more than anything. Yeah, and I watched a video it's going to go completely off brand, but it talks about the whole grandparent family thing because that's where your brand comes from, right? And I watched a video of Tom Bilyeu and someone saying to him, how often do you see, how old are your
Oh, I
parents?
think I've seen this. I've
Yeah.
seen this video.
How old are your parents?
Yeah.
How often do you see your parents? And he's like, I see them like 3 times a year. He's like, if your parents live for 10 more years, you've probably seen 30 more times. That's it. 30 times. Like, just think about that. Think about it. You see them now 29 more times. You see them again 28 more times. Like, that's it. And they're going to be gone.
I saw that same video.
And I couldn't believe it. And I was like, fuck, all right. And I went to my grandparents' house and I went and sat down. And my grandparents left a war-torn country, Lebanon, to come to Australia. And I sat down with him and I said, tell me the story, man. Tell me the story. Why did you come here? For starters. And he told me, and I didn't know. He told me why he came to Australia. And he had people here that he knew.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, okay, we have to go to that country because there's people there that we know.
Yeah.
And he told me about the travel and how much money he had to come up with. And he had 9 kids.
Fuck.
And he had to get 9 kids on a plane and get them all down to Australia and where they
On a
lived.
plane? I thought it would have been a boat.
No, they came on a plane.
Technology high rollers.
Yeah.
Don't fuck around. That's it. They were building brand back then too.
Highlight. Silver spoon.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, they came on a plane. Yeah,
Private jet.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. I actually never thought about that.
Yeah.
Huh?
I think a lot of those immigrants came on came on by sea. A lot of immigrants from Europe.
Man, unless I'm assuming that he came by plane, I'm pretty sure he came by plane. I'd be very surprised. I'm going to ask him. I'll call him out. No. But yeah, no, dude, just learning, that side of things, that in itself, just that conversation, I was like, that was worth so much. That was worth, I can't even put a price on it. Imagine being able to watch the videos, the branding. Like, imagine being able to see that stuff live. Like, you can just jump on and be like,
cool. Watch them on the ship, watch them on the
Grandpa,
plane, the 9 kids in the background.
Grandpa George, there he is. Look,
Amazing. And we have that opportunity now.
we're doing it.
We're doing it. And I question, I've got 2 kids now, young, 6 and 9, and they're out of that real little kid stage. They're no longer my babies anymore. You know what I mean? They're little kids.
Your son's calling you brah.
Yeah, my son's calling me brah. And I'll fucking knock him out, little shit. Don't you fucking call me brah, mate. But it then gets me questioning, like, I'd want another kid. You know what I mean? Mrs. like, no fucking way. But I want another kid because it's like, my babies are gone. I want another baby selfishly, which is cool.
Do you like having that relationship with your son? Like, do you not like that he calls you brah?
No, not now. No, I'm his dad. I'm not his friend.
Yeah, okay.
100%. I'm not your friend, mate.
Do you?
I give my backhander. Controversial.
Yeah.
No, that's it. But
do you have that relationship with your dad though?
now I do. My dad's one of my best friends.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Fucking the best thing ever.
Yeah, so you don't want that with your son?
Yeah, but not now. I don't want a friendship with him now. I'm not his friend. I'm not. But like, I still tell him though. He can still talk to me about. I've created a space where he can tell me anything, and he does. He'll tell me before he tells his mum, my wife. All right, he'll tell me, and he has done that. So in the past, where he was getting bullied or something like that at school, it's nothing.
Fuck, dude. You know what? I'm just gonna touch on that real quick because that's one of my biggest fears.
What?
Having a kid and they get bullied. I reckon I'll kill someone.
I know what you're saying.
Dead.
It's
we talked about resilience in our last podcast.
But you have to build that in your kid too.
Yeah, no.
Right? Because you're going to prep them for this world. You're not always going to be there.
Watch me kill this guy.
Yeah. This next podcast will be from prison. But that's cool. It'll be through a glass wall.
I wouldn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And it would be really tough. And it's
I can't relate because I don't have a kid. I don't have.
I know, but I think it goes through every child. I mean, were you bullied as a kid?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Did you ever get bullied at all?
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. No. Okay.
No.
You're one of the few. I got bullied. I got bullied by older kids because I was a chubby little 1 year, whatever it was, 8, 9 year old, whatever it is, and I got bullied by other kids older than me outside of my year level. This is in primary school. In high school, I grew into my body and it was all right, but kids are fucked. I'm serious. They are mean motherfuckers. They don't hold back.
Unfiltered.
But they won't hold back. I'm serious.
They won't hold back,
But it's also like, I wouldn't want my kid to be bullied, but I'd also kick his ass if he bullied. And I make sure he understands the difference. And my son has built a lot of character at such a young age. And this is how I tell you where he did that. One time, they were playing basketball.
Building his personal brand already.
That's it. That's it. He was playing basketball and the opposition kid fell over. My son was the only one that walked up to him and helped him up. And I said, I value that more than you scoring 15 goals. And I celebrated that more with him, that he helped a complete stranger get up off the ground than scoring 15 goals. Now, at that age, and I'm a fierce competitor, yeah? I'll knock someone on the ground and I will laugh at you as I run past.
I've seen you.
And I know I like that. And that's cool when he's older, yeah? Have that white line fever and play hard in life, in sports, whatever you're going to do. But the fact at that age he was able to walk over when the other kids were just concerned more with the ball, with, touching it, with having some fun, my son showed enough compassion and empathy to walk over to this kid and help him up, complete stranger. So I celebrated that a lot for him to go over and do that. So where were we? We got off topic with that, but
where do you draw the line with that though?
With what?
Like, at what point do you want him to start?
Oh, the friendship with your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At what point do you want him to
I
start?
think when they get more into that teenage years where you become so. This is the thing with kids, and I heard Jordan Peterson say this, and it really affected me. And this was a few years ago. It's like
Jordan Peterson.
JP, shit.
Yeah.
Every single podcast we're going to call someone out.
Episode 1001.
That's it, 1001. So I was watching something that he said, and he goes, "You have kids once, all right? And if I'm going to give you some advice as a father to be one day, is you get kids once. That's it. Between 1 and 5 are the best years of their life.
I've actually seen that video.
You are their whole fucking world.
Because they're not going to...
Nothing else matters to them more than you. And you're too busy working at fucking... You got to do OT at the office. And when you come home, you're a fucking zombie and you don't give them the time of the day because you had a hard day because some motherfucker hasn't paid you their final invoice. Do you know what I mean? That's what changed in me from that whole time. Whereas... during that COVID years, I was under the pump. I was really stressed out. And then I'd come home and I wouldn't be... My kids don't deserve that.
No, what did they do?
They want their dad.
Yeah.
They don't care about this random person who hasn't paid their final bill.
I don't understand.
Exactly. So you get kids once. And that was like, oh, shit, you're right.
Not just
now,
that, you got to show them,
man,
like, dude, you got to be your child's hero.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. So, I go home
You
now,
can't show them that
I
you
want to
should.
put the phone down.
Imagine going home and be like, I don't know if we're going to make the rent this month, son. Yeah.
Have that conversation with him.
Hard, yeah.
His father's like, looking at you, he goes, cool, do you want to play Snap? Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you're home, be with your kids. Be with them. Enjoy that time selfishly. It's selfish. You need to be selfish because they're not going to remember that. Do you remember anything before 5 years old? You don't. You can't even remember. Like, think about it. And if you do, it's like
maybe one thing.
it's one thing.
Like maybe one or two things.
Cool.
I can
What
remember.
about every other day in between? You don't remember it. It's like it happens like between, I think from 7 years of age, you forget what happened to you previously.
Yeah.
So selfishly as a kid, they're never going to remember that. They'll remember the love, the protection, like those feelings that they'll develop for you, but the specific memories they won't. We will. Right? And that's why I actually want to take my kids to Disneyland, not so they have the time of their life.
So you remember.
So I remember seeing them at Disneyland. Right? And when I'm
really
on
cool.
my deathbed, I'm going to be thinking about those times. Right? I'm going to be thinking about all that great, amazing things that we did and pushing the notion with that.
And YouTube channel.
And the YouTube channel. Absolutely. So, it's the whole fact of brand that really motivated me a lot to then start my personal brand, because I started doing the business brand, which they're two very different things. And it wasn't until I started investing in my personal brand that my business brand also took off too. And people neglect the personal brand every time.
Yeah, but I tell everyone, I'm like, you have a personal brand.
Yeah.
Your kids think something of you. Mm-hmm. Your family thinks something
when
of
you
you.
walk in a room.
Whether you like it or not.
That's it.
Everyone's got one.
There's a
Maybe
perception.
only 5 people think of it, but like you've got one. Someone thinks something of you somewhere. Could be the guy that works at Coles who thinks you're a weirdo when you walk in. Like, who knows?
Yep.
But someone somewhere thinks something of you, and
Yep.
that is a representation of your personal brand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's absolutely critical that you build it. And ever since I started building my personal brand, I saw the huge effect of that. Huge effect. And the first and foremost is through my the Builder Elite, which is the consulting brand. But even through my construction company, people will connect, like clients will connect with me and go, holy shit, this guy is genuinely teaching the whole industry about very relevant, specific topics, and he's giving it away for nothing. And I've even done videos for clients saying, don't sign a contract unless this, and this is covered. that helps them. That's detrimental to me to tell them the secrets of what they should be looking out for. No.
You don't put
You
your
need to
family in
understand.
any branding stuff, huh?
No, that's a decision I made, and my wife supports it obviously as well. But I never want to, in my personal brand, I didn't want to necessarily flaunt my kids and family in that, purely because they're going to grow up and have their own brand anyway. I don't need to put that on them now, right? And I know a lot of people do this, and it's totally fine. Yeah, no issues, no judgment. I couldn't care less if you do it. This is a personal decision that I've decided not to. And I know if I did, I'd probably get a lot more likes and follows.
Yeah, see, that's you just you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
If you do it for that reason, I disagree.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
If
And
you do it because you do it, you do it.
That's
but
right.
if you do it because you know that if I persuade myself as a family man and people see my kids and they're going to like me more and I'm going to get more sales,
Yeah,
you're a piece of shit.
yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, you
Couldn't-
fucking you're selling your kids. That's what
That's
you're
it, and that's exactly. And a lot of people do that. You know, whatever pressures, whatever persona that they need to do. It's another thing with personal brand, or any brand really. Don't try and be someone else.
Yeah, be yourself.
Got to be yourself.
I hate the
because-
word authentic.
But
But
people,
be yourself.
yeah. But at the end of the day, when you're not, people see through that really quickly, really quickly. Like if you don't swear, if that's not in your vocab to swear, and then you drop a video because you're trying to be Gary V, or you're trying to be me, and you go, "Hi, fuckers."
Yeah,
Like,
fuck.
like fuck. Watch this video or listen to me because I'm correct, you bitch.
No, you're right. You're
You
right.
know?
I say that at the thing as well. It's like I don't go up there and pretend to be a builder,
Yeah.
you know, and be like, hey, look at me,
Yeah,
man.
that's
You know,
right.
look
I
at
remember
my-
when I did my apprenticeship
Yeah,
in carpentry.
yeah. I don't know. I couldn't tell you the first thing about. I can't even name what a wall is
Yeah,
called.
but you don't.
I'm like,
A wall?
no, like a
Like an actual wall?
like a frame. A frame.
Okay.
That's what I was looking for.
But that's cool. You don't need to. And I'm a big believer as well in employing experts in their field. All right. So I don't need you to understand how to build a house. I need you to understand how to sell my shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How to market my company. But I don't need you to understand how a house goes together. And that's where some people care, some people don't. But ultimately, that's what's really important.
Yeah, there is so many different levels to marketing that you can go into. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there is, it's got literally there's levels to that game. Like
I think you
not
could also
one
have a
pillar.
full-time person working in your business doing that.
marketing.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, a whole team,
Yeah.
dude. Like, what you reckon? You don't tell me like Gary Vee or Grant Cardone or some of the biggest people that we know that don't have full
Personally.
time.
That we know personally.
Personally,
Yeah.
yeah. Like Gary's outside.
That's it.
You're trying to tell me they don't have a full time team
Yeah, absolutely.
managing their whole shit.
Well, you were saying...
I know a few people that manage my stuff, and I'm not even like I'm hardly.
You were
any-
saying Hormozy, he spends like $40,000 a month on his, and people create
Dude
content for
puts
it.
out over 300 pieces of content a month.
How good's that though? But he's not doing that himself.
He's not. He's not doing that himself. No, he schedules time to sit down like we do now and
Create the
record.
content.
Creates the content, and then they go slice, dice, and put it out and report back to him.
That's it.
And he says, "All right, cool. Like, yeah,
Go for it."
Yeah." But there's levels to it. There is literally levels to it. Yeah, and it's like, where do you start? Reels, YouTube, here, there.
Where do you see it going? Branding, more so, marketing.
That's a great question. I think a lot of people are so now with AI. Yeah, marketing is always going to be. It's always going to be relevant. Marketing is getting yourself out there. It's putting yourself. It's making people aware of who you are, what you do, you know, what you sell. Making people. One of my favorite sayings is marketing is making people want to do business with you. You know, the biggest mistake I think people are making now in the way we're headed is they are overutilizing AI.
Overutilizing. What do you mean by that?
As in everyone's putting out robotic shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
17 steps to doing this. Dude, you didn't write it. I'm not going to read it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? If I wanted to read it, I'd go to ChatGPT. I don't even think by myself anymore, dude. I think with ChatGPT now.
Yeah.
If I need to think of something, I'm like, hey, give me 14 topics of this. Cool. Boom. You know what I mean? And everyone's doing that now, and they think they're ahead of the game, but they're playing the game wrong.
Yeah, you're probably going to get more engagement by writing it yourself now.
it yourself.
Yeah.
Because you wrote it. People read my shit because I write it. You know, I put up a post like I've been putting up a lot of shit late at night. I'll just be in bed, dude. I'll be on bed, finishing up a couple of things on my phone.
Yeah.
you got some shit on your mind, I would have just did some journaling or read something, and I'll just share what's on my mind. You know, I'll just be like, this is just what I'm thinking. And I get so much engagement from that than from anything else I do. You know what I mean? Because it's real. It's human thought.
Yep.
And that's what's going to become rare.
So do you reckon copywriters are out of business, or are they still got a space then?
They will be out of business. Yeah. Because copywriting has a purpose.
Yeah.
You writing doesn't.
Yeah.
It's different. Yeah. Copywriting has a purpose. You're copywriting for a sales page or a sales, or, you know, its purpose is to sell someone or something. That's going to get replaced completely. It's not there yet. So ChatGPT is good. It's not that good. But it's going to happen. And I think they're going to get completely replaced. Dude, these are learning machines. People don't understand what AI is. They think it's software. It's not software. It thinks. Software doesn't think.
Yeah.
Software has rules. Software is if this, then that.
Yeah.
AI is, let me look at something. Oh, based on that, based on what I've learned, well, then I'll do this because this is the best way to achieve the result.
There was some Instagram guy I followed a while ago. I can't remember his name, but he built a whole digital strategy through ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And what he did was he goes, I want you to be my marketing manager, my brand ambassador, and this is what I want to do. In the next 90 days, I want to have 100,000 followers. I will follow every single step that you will tell me to do. However, I need you to put the strategy forward in order for me to get 100,000 people to follow my brand. And he did it. And then in the space of 30 days, he had over 100,000 people, and following it step by step. Everything, he literally did everything he did. And then he went and documented how he got ChatGPT to give him all of that and how he followed it step by step and did that.
But do you see how he used it to make it think for him? He didn't use it to make it content?
That's right.
That's the difference.
That's right.
That's what I was
He
just
did
telling
the
you.
content, exactly.
Use it to think, not to, like, people are using it in the wrong way. You know, and you've got everyone creating these generic images, and like, it's not even interesting.
Yeah.
Do you read those posts? The people that put up.
No.
Have you noticed all of a sudden, like, there's a whole bunch of people that never posted before, all of a sudden now they've got long ass essays?
I did it at the start, at the very beginning of ChatGPT. I did, I think, 2 or 3 LinkedIn articles.
Yeah.
And I just said,
Just
write
to-
me 1,500 words on this topic. And then I'd give a bit more context about it, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd go in there and change some of the wording to sound a bit more like what I would say, or delete some generic shit. But looking back on it, like, they didn't get great engagement.
Yeah.
I think I did it more so for at the time to test it out and see what it was like and test the waters.
Yeah,
And go,
also-
cool, let's see what this does.
I told you about it early.
Did you tell me about ChatGPT? You did, actually. Yeah,
I
it was
told you
you.
about it early.
Yeah, you
I
told
made
me
a video
that.
about it. It was one of my, like, I
That's
made a
right.
video. I was like, hey,
That's right.
you guys haven't gone. I got, like, within, like, the first month it was out.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, people need to get onto this. This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And now everyone's seen
Yeah.
it and been on it.
Everyone's been on it, seen on it. I still don't reckon that a lot of people use it that much.
I don't think a lot of people know how to use it well.
Yeah.
I think if you know how to use it really well, like, it's really, really powerful. And I think it's only going to get more powerful.
Yeah, well, if it's learning every single day.
Literally a learning. So it knows how to do. It knows how to learn. How can you defeat something that can learn quicker than you can?
Well, that's what I was saying. That's what they say with AI, that it gets to that point where if it can learn for the next 500 years in the space of 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm saying.
how
If it
advanced would it be in a day?
If it can
compared to
listen-
the greatest mind on the planet, the smartest person that's alive
Yeah,
today
you can't beat
cannot
it.
learn
You
as
cannot-
fast as this thing can.
You
So
cannot
that, exactly
defeat
right.
it. Yeah.
So it's like in the space of a year to an AI bot, they're like millennials ahead of us.
Have you seen that Google video?
Don't think so.
The one where the Google AI bot takes the call
No.
and the human doesn't know it's a bot.
No.
Yeah, and it's talking to an AI bot.
Yeah.
And it's like, it makes a reservation for it.
Yeah, nice.
And it's like, how can you compete? This thing can listen to 10,000 sales calls and pick up what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
How can you compete with that? How can you tell better than that? You can't. It knows way more than you. You couldn't listen to 10,000 sales calls in your life.
No.
This thing will do it straight away. How are you going to compete with it? You can't. Do you know what I mean? It's going to know everything about it. Life will get to the point, and I love this. This comes from an Alex Hormozy YouTube video, and he says that life's going to get to the point where you're going to call up your, like, Telstra company,
Yeah.
and you're going to say, "Am I talking to a human or a robot?" And you're just going to say, "No, you're talking to a robot." You can be like, "Thank God, finally, I'm talking to the best person."
How funny.
I call it a person. It's a
That's
robot.
it.
but you know what I mean.
The best person to help.
The best person to help you, yeah. The best person is going to be able to achieve the result. Because humans are good duds.
Yeah, that's it.
I've got just one to throw in there as well.
Yeah.
You spoke a bit earlier about how clients thought it was so great that you're so authentic and that you're not going to screw them over. Do you think with the rise in AI and everything being automated that there might be a shift back to more of those in-person kind of sales calls because people will want kind of crave that human connection? And do you think that having that as well as the online building your personal brand and having your list online, that meeting up with people for coffee and those kind of things will be
Perhaps in the
More
future.
valued. More valued.
Yeah. Perhaps
Yeah,
in the
that's a
future.
great
I
question.
don't think it's there now. I think people definitely still want to sell. Like for me now, I sell products that are worth millions of dollars. No one's going to do that over the phone call, or they're going to want to see the person in person who you're going to be doing business with. So I think for the time being, at the moment, it's still very much human interaction. I don't think it's at that level yet.
No. I think so. His question was,
Sorry, this is Tom, our AV specialist, by the way, guys, who's joined the team.
Mic in front of you.
Absolutely. We'll get you on the next episode, I reckon.
I think the question that you tried, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the question you tried to elaborate was: are people, once we get to that point, are people going to start to miss the human connection from that side, and will that be valued more then? Yeah, like will people want to catch up with people more when AI is doing everything for everyone?
I think that, but also a trust thing. Because it's like, if you haven't bothered to call me up and sell me this, how do I know you're actually going to deliver it?
As in the AI hasn't called, or the
So you've got an AI salesperson
yeah.
to call me up and sell me on this.
But this is going to get to the point where AI is going to deliver more on. It's going to deliver better than humans are. You know what I mean? It's not going to forget. We forget. You know, it's not going to make a mistake. We make mistakes. You know, human error. That's become a big thing. There's no AI error yet. Oh, there is now, but like it's all prompts and stuff now. Yeah. But to answer your question, will people miss the human connection? I think some will. I don't think a lot of people will. Because if you look at society in a whole, we've gotten further and further. Like you look at life now. You look at life in Australia is a young country. Yeah. Do you know your neighbours?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Do you know your neighbours?
The ones downstairs flying a lot.
One's downstairs. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've been calling my neighbour the wrong name for 2 years. I'm pretty sure because I don't know my neighbours.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know some of the people that live in my building, but I don't know many.
Yeah.
And most people don't. Most people you ask, do you know your neighbours? They don't, because we now live in a society where people are less connected to each other than they've been.
Yep.
And it's only because we are less resourceful. Like it's easier. You don't need to know everyone in the town now.
Yeah.
Whereas 500 years ago
needed
in
that
Greece,
community.
you needed to know everyone.
Yeah.
And that's why when you go to Europe, it's a different lifestyle. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone connects. Here, it's not that much. So I think, to answer your question, I don't think some people will miss it, but I don't think it's going to drive humans to become closer together unless we get into a war against robots. And then I'm going with the robots because we're all fucked.
Full Terminator style.
Full Terminator style.
That's it. Or aliens.
Yeah, that could
Aliens
happen
will-
too. You know,
aliens will
we
probably-
could.
I heard a great analogy about aliens, by the way. It's like saying, they're like, do you believe in aliens, actually? I'm asking you.
Do I believe there's
do you
some
reckon-
other life on somewhere in the world?
Yeah.
100%.
In the world?
Like the
In
universe.
In the universe?
Yeah. You know.
100%. I think it's a no-brainer.
It's got to be.
There has to be.
What are the
We are
odds?
so ignorant if we think there's not.
Yeah, like
And
what are the
someone-
odds?
I was watching an interview a little while ago about some astrophysicist or whatever he was, and he goes, imagine you take a cup just like this. You go into the ocean, you scoop a cup of water, from the ocean. There's no fish in this cup. Therefore, there is no fish in the ocean. That's what it's like when you say, is there no life in the universe? No other life other than us.
Have you seen? I've seen a video of how big the universe is, and it zooms out from the world,
Dude, so cool.
and
I've
then you
seen
see
it.
it zoom out, and then you think,
zoom
oh
out.
yeah, like that's pretty big. Oh yeah, well, and then you're like, holy fuck, oh my god.
How insignificant.
Hey, do you know what
are
we've
you?
got to see? Yeah.
But it's serious though,
Oh,
and that
hey.
makes me think about it too. You aren't a grain of sand in the grand scheme of everything going on in the world. You are not a grain of fucking sand. You have like one in a 9 billion chance that you're even human, and you're fucking around, not flying your chopper onto your luxury yacht.
Yeah, not making
what I mean?
not making content
Not
for
making
no
content.
reason. There's a really good and if we go all right for time, I'll end with this. And it's in the grand scheme of time.
Yeah.
If you wanted to look at what's relevant now, our time right now, like this year, is the equivalent of picture the tallest. What's the tallest building called? The Burj Khalifa.
So
Yeah,
Or
we are the
Burj
equivalent.
Al Arab or
We are
something.
the equivalent of one layer of paint in the ceiling
Yeah.
to the whole building. Like this time now, that we're living in.
There you go.
That's how irrelevant we are.
Yeah.
You
That's
know what I
it.
mean?
And this is just creating your brand is just a way for you to make a little bit more of an impact and have that second layer.
And have some fucking fun.
Have some fucking fun.
You know what I mean?
Like, how good is this?
This.
It's just taken half a day out of our schedule. I've got so much work to do.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I've got so much to do. Like, I'm probably going to go home and... No, I'm not going to do it. But I've got so much to do, yet I'm still prioritizing this as an important meeting for me.
Yeah.
Prioritize this part of my day because who knows where this could lead to. We sit here and we joke and we call out people every fucking 15 minutes to come on our podcast. All right?
I'm not joking.
Yeah, it's still coming across as a joke, right?
For now.
For now. But that's not to say that isn't within the realm of possibilities of who could be sitting next to us or the opportunities that it can create in the future. And that's something that you also got to think about with brand. It's what opportunities is doing this consistently going to create for me? What opportunities? It's going to put you in front of the right client, the right type of client, a person that can help you mentally, spiritually, physically. It's going to land you the dream job, the dream contract, the dream girl, the dream guy.
Yeah, put you around the right people.
It's going to put you around those things. And especially if you're putting out content that is important to you, then who else are you going to be connecting with? People that are consuming your content that you feel strongly about.
Yeah.
So now,
They're like-minded people.
I actually get
Like-minded people, right?
Like-minded people, but I get a lot of I'm not to the extent where I'm fucking famous or anything. But me and my wife often laugh. Someone will come up to me and say, "Hey, you George," because I'm known within our circle of the construction space in Melbourne, and by no means am I that well known. There's a lot of people that don't know. There'd be more people that don't know me than do, right? But there is a circle that know me and see what I'm doing. I met again, going over for time, but I bumped into my very first boss at Multiplex about 3 months ago. And he came up to me. I hadn't seen this guy in at least 15 years. And he came up to me, and this guy was a real hard ass back then. Like he was one of those
heard you
stereotypical
tell
bosses.
stories,
Yeah,
mate.
stereotypical boss, just like always gave it to me, really gave me a hard time at work, but cruel to be kind. He came up to me and he was like, "Mate, I absolutely love everything you're doing on LinkedIn." LinkedIn. Not forget
Yeah,
Facebook
like-
and Instagram. LinkedIn.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll probably post a little bit less on that platform than the other ones. He goes, "But I love what you're doing. Like he goes, I see it all the time." He goes, "Mate, you're fantastic. You're such an inspiration for people." He goes, "And trust me." And this guy was very senior. Like in the tier 1 construction space, everyone knows him. Everyone. Some real hotshot politicians. Like he was a director of one of the biggest construction companies in the country. And he was saying everyone is taking note. People are seeing you. He mentioned some politician in Sydney. He goes, I know this person. He goes, he's been seeing you. He loves what you're doing. And this is some high-level politician in that space, in the construction or property space or whatever it is. He goes, he's been seeing you. He goes, "Mate, I love what you're doing. Keep it up. You're doing a great job." And that's a person who I haven't connected with for 15 years, who also gave me a really hard time when I was working for him. And now is coming up to me and saying, "I'm so proud of where you are and what you've become." Like that made me feel so fucking good to then connect with someone like that and have that, for someone to say that.
Yeah.
Especially from a connection from, 10, 20, 15 years ago.
Twain said it to you the other day. He's like, when he was in a room full of, pretty, I guess, well-off people,
Oh, yeah.
I'd call it. And he said there was a lot of people in that room that knew you, that shouldn't know who you are.
Yeah, they shouldn't know.
Yeah, that should had no reason to know who you are, and they knew who you were.
Yeah. But that's also testament to taking action.
Oh, fucking
Do you know what I
oath,
mean?
dude. Yeah.
Like we've been around these circles for a little while now where we're going there to get some specific teachings, learnings, mentoring, whatever it might be. Like we'd go and paid really good money for someone to teach us the shit that we don't know. Right?
Yeah.
And
You're buying
a lot
time,
Of
yeah.
You're buying time. But a lot of people go to that stuff and go there to feel good, to feel part of a group, to feel part of a family, to feel loved, to feel special because I've paid all this money, I'm exclusive, all that sort of shit. Never fuck your exclusivity. Give me the teaching so I can go out there and create, let's call it an empire. You know what I mean?
A kingdom.
Yeah, a kingdom. Good. For those of you know, that know
touching
the part,
on,
the part
yeah.
But you're going to go out there, use the shit that you know, and then actually create some fucking change in your life. And that's why they know me. Not because because I'm famous. It's because I put in the fucking yards. I put in the time. I put in the effort and building what I'm doing.
Yeah, I take nothing away from you.
But you've done the same too, though. This
Yeah,
hasn't been like a one-man show.
No,
Right.
but dude, like I think I can speak for both of us when I say this as well. That like we're just warming up. Like we are just warming up. Like this needs to be the beginning. I swear.
It has to go on record, right?
Huh?
This has to go on record.
I'm about to upgrade the mic.
This has to go on record. What I'm about to say.
No, I'll do push-ups.
Too pumped. Too pumped. Has to go on record.
Okay.
We are going to fly our fucking chopper onto our luxury yacht. Ours, not rented. Our own.
I sent you a message about that today. I sent you a
Today?
message. Yeah, what did I say? But there
Dunno.
was something else on there.
I can't remember. I don't read messages, man. Okay. That's it. All thunder's
That
outside.
was, but to touch on one thing I wanted to say as well, you talk about the whole feel-good thing, yeah?
Yep.
And brand and all that. And one of the most touching things, and at the start, when it first happened to me, I thought people were taking the piss. And it was one of my mate's cousins. I was at a dinner, and he came up to me and he's like, "Hey, I like what you're doing on Instagram, man." And I was thinking, and it was one of the first times anyone had ever mentioned anything I was doing online.
Yeah.
And this was like a while ago, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and I wasn't sure if he was like, you know when you think, is it like
He's taking the piss.
Are they taking the piss? Yeah,
Yeah.
they're taking the piss. And I'm like, thanks, and he's like, yeah, he's like, and then he let it go for a bit, and then he came back to me later. He's like, seriously, he's like, when I'm feeling down, man, like I go on your profile to get motivation, and I was like,
How good's that?
I wasn't like that. I was like, yeah, he's taking the piss. I didn't believe him, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, but then I ended up finding out he wasn't taking the piss because he tells me that now all the time. Like he, likes all my stuff and everything. And then you think, just to make an impact in one person's life like that, that one person.
Just one.
Do you know what I mean? That feeling there, right there. Like, and you're like, that's worth it. That's enough.
it.
Like, you know what I mean? That in itself, like knowing that you made someone's day, knowing that just something that you said, you posted, you shared, you tweeted.
Has had a positive impact.
Has had a positive impact in the world, has made someone's day better. That in itself, like that should be enough of a reason for you to post.
100%.
Knowing that you could make someone's day better, that should be enough of a reason for you to post. And not enough people do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There are so much people that could make people's days better and they're not doing it.
That's it. Man, I don't know a better way to finish this podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Seriously.
I think that's it. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to keep these podcasts on
Under a certain time frame.
time frame and trajectory because we can really go sideways
50
real
different
quick.
directions there.
But I think we should just go with it as well, man. This is because it's a learning experience for you guys are on the journey with us.
That's it.
It's a learning experience for both of us, and I think you let people let us know what they like. But I think when something's going sideways and it's going really good sideways, sometimes maybe we just need to run with it, or sometimes maybe we need to pull it back. We're gonna learn.
That's it.
We're gonna learn, right? But you're on the journey with us, so it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
But I think we'll wrap it up with that. What do you reckon?
That's it, man.
All
Thanks,
right,
guys.
that's episode 3. What do you think?
Done.
Say your thing.
Same thing.
No.
If you guys got some value out of this today, if you feel that there was a couple little gems, something that would help someone improve their day, improve their life, then by all means, share this podcast with them, get them to jump on board. What is it? Timestamp your favorite part of the podcast
Yeah.
and get them involved. Who knows what it could lead to? Who knows what change it could make?
And like, share, comment, subscribe,
Subscribe.
do
That's it.
something.
Do something. Just do some
Yeah.
sick shit. Why are you playing?
Click something, do something, tap here, tap there.
That's it.
Yeah,
Why are you playing so small?
Why are you playing so small? I look forward to your next piece of content.